Next game in Dallas, a couple really good corners over there. I guess just what do you see when breaking down the film?
Yeah, they're a good group. Stingy defense, get after the quarterback. DBs are good. So it's a good opponent, another good test for us. But I mean, we're gonna do what we do. You know, play our game, our brand of football. But it's gonna be a fun game.
Another defense that loves to force takeaways, particularly interceptions. You got Deron Bland over there, I think he's got 11 on the season. I think I may have asked you something similar before. But is there anything you can do as a receiver to kind of help out with ball security when the ball's in the air, just your routes or things like that?
Obviously, running precise routes is super important. But I mean, when the ball's in the air, if it's short or anything, you got to play. You got to play DB. We're going to go against DBs like that because they'll turn those balls in the air into interceptions. So whatever it is we got to do so that they don't catch it, PI, whatever it is, OPI, turning to a DB if it's one of those 50-50 balls and we can't get it. But for the most part, I mean, if we're running good routes and being precise, quarterback's putting it where he should, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
There's so much on the line this week and then in the coming weeks, and Dan kind of said you guys are treated like a playoff atmosphere. And then he said it's all because of the people that you guys have been able to build this. What do you see as a consistent factor in the people in this room that have gotten you guys to this point?
Yeah, I think, we have a selfless group, a group that's, just wants the best for everyone. A lot of us have been here for the start of Campbell when he first got here. Obviously some new players, some rookies and whatnot, but a lot of the core group, has been here, knows what it looks like, what it has looked like. So we're just we're grateful where we're at, but we know there's a lot more to be done. We got a great opponent in Dallas. It's going to be a big test for us going into the playoffs. So we got to be able to, play well against these good opponents at this point in the season, going into the playoffs, like I said. So like I said, it's going to be a good test, but we have a good group, a selfless group, a team that just wants to win.
So following up on that, where did you guys start to believe and trust in what Campbell was doing? It'd be easy not to believe it because it hadn't been done. When did you guys start to think this way, these people, this group was going to work?
I would say, I always believed as a player when I got here, but some things, obviously, when you're not winning games, it's kind of tough. So I would say my rookie year was tough. We only won 3 games, and then going into the second year, it was tough again at the start. We were 1-6, but I think once we started winning, we got like 3 in a row, 4 in a row. I think the whole, attitude of the team changed from then on. We knew how to win. We were figuring out how to win games, and ever since then, I feel like everyone bought in, and I feel like, people were able to see that towards the end of last year. And then going into this year, we knew we had an even better team, a lot of the same guys that, we can do what we did last year, but if we start off, stronger, we'll be able to, have a better record towards the end of the year, and that's what we did, and we're here now. So like I said, I've always believed, I can't speak for everyone, but it was definitely a process.
That video at the start of the year we've seen from the team meeting where he said division champions and everything else. Did you believe then?
Definitely. That was the start of this year. So, like I said, everyone, I think, at that point was already believing. So, no doubt in anyone's mind that we felt like we can, at that point in time, that we can go out and do it. And, we did it. So, still got a lot of work left, but that was definitely, a goal of ours going into the season.
You're the 4th player, I think, in NFL history to have 300 catches in your first 3 seasons. You have a shot to have the most receptions ever after 3 years. How meaningful is that to you?
It's awesome. It's humbling. It's cool. But I think winning is the most important thing. It's the best feeling, I feel like, as a team, because you work so hard from OTAs to camp to the beginning of preseason to how long the season is. And just to be able to enjoy wins with your teammates, I think is the best feeling in this league. So we did that 11 times this year, and all 11 felt great. But like I said, we got 2, obviously the Cowboys this week, but 2 big opponents coming up before we head in the playoffs. So it's going to be a good test for us. I'm excited for it. I think we all are.
What is the key to sustaining that production? Maybe it goes back to that mirror that I asked you about last week, but is there, how do you explain why you've been so steady for 3 straight years?
I don't know. I feel like it has to do with a multitude of things. Obviously me, myself, who I am, the people that I'm surrounded with, the coaches, my teammates, my family, just everyone combined, I think is, a part of the reason why I've been able to do what I do. But again, you're only as good as your last week, so I got to keep going.
Last year, you didn't really get a shot to show much at Dallas just based on the situation. Is there a motivating factor there? Are you excited to sort of get back on that field, play on that stage against that team?
Yeah, I mean, last year was kind of unfortunate what happened, but I'm excited to go out and play. I only was able to play barely two drives that game, so I'm just excited to be, back out there with the guys, prime time, against a good team this late in the season. Actually, with a team that hasn't lost at home, it's going to be fun.
Is that something you guys take pride in? Is the opportunity to give them their first home loss of the year, or something that motivates you, so to speak?
I wouldn't say that's something that we're thriving is to give them the first home loss. A win is a win in this league, but we understand how well they play at home, and it's going to be a challenge, going there to play because they put up so many points on offense. They play so well on defense when they're at home. So we realize that, but like I said, we got to go out there and play our game. We can't, have any distractions, let anything, us, clinching the division we don't want that to get in the way of what we have to do this week.
I'm sure you're getting a lot of appreciation from friends, family, fans about the fantasy implications that you've helped provide some teams. Are there any that have stood out, any fun messages that you've gotten?
I get over, I don't know how many DMs every day about fantasy. I don't read all of them. I can't even read all of them. I can't even click all of them, but I'm aware of the fantasy people that love fantasy. I don't play fantasy, but I mean, for all those that do, you're welcome.
The message this week has been to kind of refocus, and you being, kind of as consistent as they come. What's your role in helping just the rest of the team refocus, be consistent, and come back the next week the same way you went into this week?
I think the way I practice, the way I carry myself. I'm not a big rah-rah guy. I don't like to speak too much unless I have to. So hopefully, my teammates see, the way that I work. Every week it doesn't change whether we win, lose, or draw. I'm gonna come out the same, that same week, work the same way that I did the week prior. So just that way. And our coaches do a great job of keeping us focused, delivering the messages that they want to get across. Campbell does a great job of that. So, with them, with the coaches doing what they do, I don't really have to do much besides just be me.
How quickly did the focus shift to Dallas after you guys clinched the division?
I would say pretty quick. We celebrate obviously the day of in the locker room. Next day we had off. It was Christmas, and then we came in. What was that? Was that yesterday? Tuesday. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused. Came in Tuesday, and he talked about it real brief in the team meeting room, and then it was moving on to Dallas. We got right into it, so it was a quick turnaround for us, and that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like we had time to enjoy it, but we got more things to accomplish this year than just winning the division.
How important is a fast start for the offense? Just you don't want that defense to sort of unleash that pass rush, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us on offense, we're gonna have to be able to stay on schedule. That's the biggest thing, especially with that pass rush that they have. Taking care of the football, ball security is gonna be huge. So all that combined, I mean, we're gonna have to be able to mix run and pass, everything. It's gonna have to, we're gonna have to be on our P's and Q's because that defense, if you let them get started, I mean, they're kind of hard to stop. So we're gonna have to be, execute, be where we're supposed to be at the receiver position. And I think, man, it'll be a good matchup between us.
What do you think of Bland? I mean, he's obviously, put up some big interception numbers, giving up some big plays too. Just some thoughts on him.
Yeah, he's a good corner. You watch him on tape. He's smart. He jumps routes well. He knows when to take chances. So as for us as receivers, we have to be aware of that. Obviously, the quarterbacks are in tune with that. But we got to be precise in our routes. Can't tip anything away because he's the type of corner that is looking for all those little tips and giveaways that you're running when you're running your route to maybe jump it. So we got to be on our stuff because even him and Gilmore, they're two good corners. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Final play, the iffy interception. You kind of came in from over the side. Did you kind of see that as the quintessential play of maybe not getting all the way to the quarterback, but you made him step up, probably forced him to throw a little bit of a wobbler, and maybe that's how you impact a play even if you don't get the sack?
Yeah. I mean, try to do anything I can out there, despite any kind of circumstances or, as a defensive player, you always want to stay as disruptive as possible.
This This team that you're about to face is a long-standing kind of, great O-lines and stuff like that. Just what do you see when you watch the tape for these guys?
Yeah, great O-line, man. A lot of explosive athletes and a lot of good football players. So it's a great test this week, but we're all going to be ready for this one.
It's another primetime game. Do you get excited about kind of Dallas under the lights Saturday night? That fire you guys up after?
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I feel like this season can definitely be long and just very repeating and stuff like that. But for this game, it's this is prime time, like you said, and it's not hard getting hyped for this one.
How has the just settling back down process been after coming off the weekend you guys had and now having to refocus for some pretty big games here down the stretch?
Sorry, say that one more time.
How has the refocusing process been just for you and the defense and everybody else?
I don't think we were too, thrown off. I feel like it's different. I feel like it's different in the league because, we got a bunch of guys who not everyone has been here for that long, so it's like guys like Cam, Alex, these guys, a lot of those guys have won a lot of division titles elsewhere. So, and I feel like myself, I don't know, I feel it was a cool thing, but I have my sights set on a lot bigger things. So it was cool. We were all dancing around, but after about 10 minutes, I was like, all right, well, time to get ready for the playoffs and get ready for this. And you want to go to the Super Bowl. It's like so many bigger things that, you can win the division and then at the end of the year, losing the playoffs, and it's just like, well, at least we won the division, but that's not the mentality that I want,
Dan said the greatest competition for you guys is complacency and satisfaction. What does that look like from your perspective?
Yeah, I think it's just not doing the little things on a day-to-day like you usually do. But I really don't think, I guess I'm just speaking for myself right now and the team. I really don't think that anyone's taking any shortcuts. And I think this really getting that win on Sunday just validated how we feel about this team and validated how good we are. And we're going to continue to improve and keep this momentum going into the playoffs.
When you look at how this group is wired, that you're not really worried about there being any complacency?
Yeah, I feel like that's just the kind of personalities that Brad and Dan and Rod and all those guys brought into this team is just that constant pursuit of something greater, and that's the name of the game. And I just don't want to look back at this year and say, well, I'm happy we won the division. I want more.
When you first got here, you talked about it'd be cool to start something new, like when you went to Michigan.
Yeah.
Has it come quicker than you even thought? The division championship already?
I guess so. I guess it was a quick ascension that we had, but I think it's easy. I feel like it's not easy, but it is one thing doing it for 1 year. But I feel like this continued success is the hardest part about anything, and that's what my focus is on. Is not only this year, and what we do this year, but we're not going to go out next year and just be happy with what we did this year. It's the mentality that we want.
Right.
With Dak Prescott, we've seen him extend drives, be a little bit more mobile and effective on third down, namely. What have you seen from him over the last stretch of games?
Yeah, obviously everyone knows the stat with Dallas at home, but that gets, at least me, that gets me fired up because you want to be the one to take them down. You want to be the one to end their home streak and stuff like that. But they got a lot of great players. Dak's been playing great ball, so we'll be ready.
You played these guys last year. Not too many major changes on the offensive side of the ball, maybe in the run game where they don't have Zeke anymore. So I guess just how does that run game look a little bit different now compared to when you played him last year?
A similar scheme, I feel like, just plugging in a different guy with Pollard, and he played a lot last year too. So he's a great player as well. So I don't think it's too much different.
Everyone looks for the sack numbers, but I argued the pass you batted down just after the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter was one of the biggest defensive plays of the game. How much do you guys emphasize that in practice, or the pride you take in doing those little things at the end of your rush?
No doubt. It's one of those things that, if we had a game on and I kind of went there to like three guys sitting in there in the middle, and so you're kind of just taught, if you can't get there, get your hands up, and I was lucky enough to get one down.
Is it hard for you and some of the young guys to put 30 years into perspective, considering
you weren't born the last time that happened. And
No doubt. Yeah, I definitely. It's definitely crazy. But then again, it's just weird because, like, for a lot of the people besides myself, like it's been 2 years in my class, you know, and then like, so I guess it's just different. It's just a different perspective that we have. But I definitely feel it more, I think, than others. So just growing up here.
Talk about Parsons, the defense. Just why is he so unique?
He's like a Swiss Army knife. He can go the zero nose, 3 tech. He can go on the edge. He can go in the box. And, you know, he's not the only guy over there. They have DeMarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Osa, Zigzag. All those guys are just really good, and they're good at getting after the passer. So we got our hands full.
At this point in the season, how valuable was to have David and Ja playing at full speed and getting after it?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been getting after it all year, but, you know, definitely now down this stretch where we need them most, and it's very valuable.
Because of that defense and their ability to get after the passer, how important is a fast start for you guys? You know, make sure that.
Yeah, you know, fast start's always important, but, you know, especially with them, you know, being at their home stadium, they're notorious for being undefeated there right now. So, you know, we just got to get out the gate and do what we do.
Guard, what's this week been like for you, I guess, to, you know, win that championship? But I don't know, does it feel any different in here yet?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely awesome, but, you know, that's just the appetizer. We still need an entree and a dessert, you know, so we still got a lot to go.